The battle began with a brightness that covered the dark side of the nebula. Plasma blasts, missile trails, and exploding engines filled the space like a storm of fire. 2 alien empires, the ZYR Dominion and the Korth Alliance, were locked in a massive fight. Hundreds of ships were pushing forward, trying to take control of the star system. It was loud, chaotic, and deadly, but in the middle of this noise, something quiet appeared. A ZYR scout ship was the first to notice it. The pilot, a reptile-like creature named Rasco, checked his sensors. For a moment, the screen flashed with strange static. He frowned. "This is wrong," he whispered. "Something is inside the battlefield." His co-pilot laughed nervously. "Maybe our system is damaged." But the static returned, stronger this time. A dark, shapeless mass appeared on the scanner. It was huge, bigger than any ship from either empire. But there was no engine signal, no heat, no energy output, no identity, nothing. It was like a moving shadow. Rasco's scales tightened. "Shadows do not move," he said. The shape shifted again. Slow, silent, watching everything. He immediately sent a message to his commander. "Unidentified object detected. Size unknown. Technology unknown." The commander answered with confusion. "There is no such ship registered." "Are you sure?" Rasco did not answer, because right then the shadow did something no one expected. It decloaked, only for a moment, less than a second, like a camera flash in darkness. But that one short moment was enough to freeze every commander, pilot, and soldier who saw it. A gigantic black warship stood between the fleets. No lights, no markings, no windows, just a solid, smooth hull that looked more like a blade than a ship. Its design was unlike anything known to the galaxy. And then, just as fast, it vanished again. ZYR ships panicked. Korth ships pulled back. Commanders yelled orders. Engineers screamed that their systems were failing. Even battle-hardened captains felt a strange fear, as if the ship was not only unseen but unreal. A Korth officer shouted across the comms. "That was impossible. No ship can hide like that. No ship can decloak with zero-energy signature." Another replied in a shaking voice. "That thing is watching us." For the first time in years, both enemy fleets paused their war. Their weapons went silent. Missiles stopped firing. The battlefield grew strangely quiet. It was as if the entire galaxy held its breath at the same time. Reports came in quickly. Unknown vessel. Estimated length. Over 5 kilometers. Armor type unknown. Movement pattern unpredictable. Threat level maximum. Someone whispered a phrase floating in everyone's mind. Ghost ship. But there was one more detail. A detail that made the entire galaxy nervous. The ship matched no alien design. No empire. No known species. It was not ZYR. Not Korth. Not from any border planet or hidden faction. The ZYR commander finally spoke the words no one wanted to believe. It could be human. A silence spread through every channel. Human? Impossible. Humans vanished from galactic politics 200 years ago. After losing several border wars, they retreated, closing their borders. The galaxy assumed they were weak, broken, or extinct. Their old ships were slow, noisy, and outdated. Their weapons were basic. Their shields were unstable. Their technology was far behind the powerful empires. Humans were no threat. At least, that is what everyone believed. But the ship they just saw was nothing like the old human fleet. This vessel was too advanced, too silent, too powerful. It felt ancient and futuristic at the same time. A ZYR scientist reviewed the short scan. This design, it looks human but beyond human, as if humans evolved their technology in secret. A Korth general answered with anger and fear. "Humans cannot build something like this." The scientist replied quietly, then explained what we just saw. No one had an answer. Then it happened again. The battlefield sensors flickered. The shadow reappeared in a new location, far behind both fleets. It did not fire. It did not move aggressively. It just watched, as if judging them, as if waiting. A single encrypted message suddenly transmitted across both fleets. The language was old but recognizable. Human standard. 3 words only. We are observing. Rasco felt cold crawl down his spine. They survived, he whispered. Humans survived. Another pilot whispered a more terrifying thought. Maybe they didn't just survive. Maybe they changed. The war inside the nebula stopped completely. Ships retreated. Commanders held emergency meetings. Across the galaxy, governments received the same data packet. The image of the black ship captured during the half-second decloak, and fear spread everywhere. For the first time in centuries, every empire realized something terrible. They had miscalculated humanity. Very, very badly. And the humans were watching from the shadows. The galaxy did not sleep after the phantom ship appeared. Every empire, every military council, every intelligence unit talked about only one thing: the unknown human warship that decloaked in the middle of a live battle and then vanished again like smoke in the night. In the ZYR Dominion capital, a special meeting was held in the war chamber. The hall was huge, lit by blue crystals, and filled with the highest-ranking generals and scientists. Screens replayed the half-second footage of the mysterious ship. Every time the image flashed, the room grew colder. General Vraxton slammed his claws on the table. This cannot be real. Humans did not have this level of technology. A calm scientist adjusted her visor. General, the scans do not lie. The ship's hull absorbed every type of energy. No heat, no radiation, no magnetic signature. A strategist whispered, "A perfect ghost." Another replied, "A perfect hunter." Fear settled deep in their minds, even though no one wanted to admit it. Across the galaxy, the Korth Alliance was also in chaos. On the moon station Athra 7, Commander Lyric stared at the footage again and again. He was a veteran soldier, hard, logical, unshakable. But this video made him feel something he had never felt before: inferiority. This ship, he said slowly, should not exist. His second officer nodded nervously. Commander, what if humanity never stopped advancing? What if they disappeared on purpose? Lyric's eyes narrowed. To hide. Maybe to build. The officer swallowed. Something powerful. Lyric did not like where this conversation was going. Rumors spread faster than light. Within 2 days, whispers moved across the galactic trade routes. Pilots and cantinas spoke in low voices. Merchants told each other stories. Smugglers swore they saw strange lights in deep space. Some said the ship was made of dark matter. Others said humans unlocked forbidden technology. Some believed the ship was not a machine at all, but a living creature. The name spread quickly. Phantom. The ship that came and went without sound. But no rumor was more frightening than the message the alien fleets received. We are observing. Why were humans observing? Why now? What were they waiting for? No one knew. Scout missions began. The ZYR and Korth both launched secret scout missions into the Dark Nebula to find any clue about the Phantom ship. Most scouts returned with nothing but confusion. But one ZYR scout team found something. A destroyed pirate fleet floating in dead silence. 30 ships torn apart. Not burned, not exploded. Clean cuts, like a blade had sliced through metal, as if it was paper. The scouts scanned the wrecks. No weapon signatures. No radiation. No scorch marks. Just clean, sharp destruction. The scout captain's voice trembled as he recorded the report. This was not done by any known weapon. The cuts are molecular. Something sliced these ships atom by atom. A young officer asked softly, "Do you think humans did this?" The captain did not answer, but the fear in his eyes was enough. Across the border, another discovery was even worse. A Korth science vessel detected warped space-time trails, something only seen in theoretical physics. According to calculations, the Phantom ship moved faster than light, without using warp. Impossible. Warp engines bent space. Hyper engines tore holes in it. Brain engines slipped between layers. But this ship, it moved through the dark as if the laws of physics were optional. Dr. Syria, the lead scientist, recorded her findings. The signature shows a form of quantum fold movement. The ship does not travel through space. It folds space around itself. It arrives before it leaves. The Korth officers gasped. One whispered, "This is God-level engineering." Dr. Syria whispered something even more terrifying. Humans were never gods. They were survivors. If they built this, they built it because something forced them to. The galaxy grows uneasy. Across the galaxy, fear slowly changed into something worse. Paranoia. Governments blamed each other. Factions sent spies into human space. Some alien politicians even called for a preemptive strike against humans before the phantomship brought a fleet with it. But no one dared move first. Not after seeing the clean-cut pirate ships. Not after seeing a 5-kilometer warship that could appear and vanish at will. And then something new happened. Another sighting. A cargo ship passing near the Helix Rift reported seeing a black shadow drifting behind them. When the captain turned all lights on, he found nothing, but the sensors recorded a signal. A heartbeat-like pulse. Low, slow, ancient, not a machine's heartbeat. Something else. The captain transmitted a distress call. Before any help arrived, the pulse stopped, the shadow vanished, and silence returned to space. But the recorded pulse carried a hidden code. Human standard again. Only one line. Do not fear. Not yet. The galaxy trembled. If this was humanity, if this was only the beginning, then something bigger, darker, and more dangerous was coming. And the humans knew it. They had known it for a long time. The galaxy was already nervous, already shaking with fear and questions. But no one expected the phantom ship to reveal itself again. This time not in a large battlefield, but in the quiet, empty edges of space where no war, no empire, and no patrol existed. It happened near the Silent Drift, a region known for thick dust clouds and old star fragments. Only small research ships visited the area, and most avoided it because of strange energy storms. A Korth research vessel, the Luma Star, was collecting samples when its sensors began to flicker. The lights dimmed, then brightened, then dimmed again. The captain, Mira Lennox, frowned. Status report. Her crew checked quickly. Power levels dropping for no reason. Navigation offline. Something is pulling us out of warp. Myra's eyes widened. No, that's impossible. No one is here. But the ship slowed down anyway. Not naturally, not mechanically, forced. It felt like invisible hands grabbed the ship and held it still. The crew panicked. Captain, we are caught in some kind of gravity net. But nothing is showing on sensors. No signatures, no engines, no ships. Something was out there. Something huge. Something silent. A cold voice whispered through the room, but it wasn't from the speakers. It was inside their minds. Do not resist. The crew froze at the same time, their blood turning cold. Mind voice. Telepathic communication. Only one species ever tried mind tech before, and they failed. But this voice was calm, deep, patient. Captain Mira whispered. That was human standard. Before they could process the shock, the darkness outside shifted. The dust cloud rippled. Space bent. And then, slowly, the phantom ship decloaked fully. For the first time in centuries, an alien crew saw the human warship with their own eyes. A giant black shape appeared in the void, stretching for kilometers. Its hull was smooth and curved like a blade. No lights, no windows, no seams. It looked alive, like dark metal grown instead of built. The ship made no sound, yet the crew felt something heavy pressing on their minds. Captain Mira whispered, "It's watching us." Her navigator trembled. "Captain, its energy signature is 0. It's not using any power. At all." Another crew member whispered, "That's impossible. Nothing can move without energy." Yet the ship hovered effortlessly. Then a soft glow appeared under the hull, thousands of tiny silver symbols drifting like floating dust. They spun around each other, forming shapes, lines, and patterns. "Is that language?" one scientist asked. The symbols formed a single word. "Observe." The crew could not breathe. The ship's silent message flowed into their minds again, but this time it felt warmer, almost familiar. "Do not fear. You are safe." Captain Mira stood tall even though her legs shook. This is Captain Mira Lennox of the Korth Alliance. Are you humans? There was a pause. Then the voice came back, deeper now, more human than before. We are what humanity has become. The bridge went dead silent. Not we are humans. Not we represent humans. They said, what humanity has become. Mira tried to stay calm. What do you want from us? The answer came instantly. To understand you, to measure your actions, to prepare you. Prepare us for what? Mira whispered. The voice grew cold, almost sad. A threat older than your empires. A danger you cannot face alone. The crew exchanged terrified looks. What threat? What is coming? Who are you preparing us for? The voice did not answer. Instead, the phantomship released a wave of blue light. It passed through the Lumistar, scanning every part. Not harming, only analyzing. Then the light vanished. Captain Mira felt her heart pounding. Why scan us? The voice responded. To confirm, you are not the enemy. Before anyone could ask more, space bent around the phantom ship again. The hull shimmered. Lines of dark matter rippled along its body. It was preparing to cloak. Mira shouted, Wait! Tell us more. Please! For a moment, the voice softened. Not yet! The galaxy is not ready. And with a final whisper, we will return. The ship vanished. No sound. No trail. No light. Just gone. Like it was never there. But it was there. And the message it left behind shook every government, every military council, every scientist. Myra's crew sent a full recording to the Korth High Council. Within hours, the message leaked. Then it spread across the galaxy. Humans were alive. Humans were different. Humans had technology that bent the laws of physics. But worst of all, humans were preparing for something. Something coming soon. The galaxy suddenly realized a terrifying truth. Humans weren't back to fight them. Humans were back because something far worse was approaching. The galaxy had seen strange events before, rogue stars, black hole storms, even machine uprisings. But nothing terrified them as much as the return of humanity's phantom ship. For the first time in centuries, fear united every empire. The message from Captain Myra's crew, we are what humanity has become. A greater danger is coming. Spread through every system like wildfire. No leader slept that night. ZYR Dominion, emergency command session. Inside the Dominion war chamber, the tension could be felt like a thick fog. Generals, admirals, and scientists stood around a giant hologram of the phantom warship. General Vraxton spoke first. We must prepare for war. Humans are hiding something. They are planning something. A strategist shook his head. General, the phantom ship had enough power to destroy our entire fleet alone. If humans wanted war, they would have attacked already. The room murmured in fear. The lead scientist, Dr. Selen, projected the ship's scan. This vessel moved faster than warp, without folding space. It used something beyond our understanding. She paused. This is not a warship built for conquest. This is a warship built for protection. Protection? The general hissed. Protection from what? Dr. Selen looked down. That is what scares me. We don't know. Korth Alliance. High Council chaos. The Korth High Council sat in their circular chamber as messages from Captain Myra's encounter replayed on a giant screen. You are not the enemy. A threat older than your empires. Every representative looked at each other in confusion and fear. Commander Lyric stood at the center. We must assume the threat is real. Humans did not disappear for no reason. They were preparing. A council member argued. Or humans became monsters after hiding in the dark. Their ship is unnatural. Another shouted. We must form a united fleet against them. But Lyric slammed his fist down. You fools. If we attack humans, we will lose. That ship alone could destroy us. Silence filled the chamber. Lyric continued, voice steady. If humans evolved into something stronger, then the threat they fear must be beyond anything we can imagine. Across the galaxy, fear turns into paranoia. News screamed across Starnet. Phantom ship appears. Humanity returns. Humans possess God-level technology. What is a greater threat? Are we prepared for extinction? Citizens were afraid. Merchants avoided travel routes. Smugglers refused to enter deep space. Even pirates abandoned their hideouts. Rumors grew. Some said humans lived in dark space with entire hidden cities. Some believed humans merged with machines. Some whispered that humans became part energy beings. But the scariest rumor was simple. Humans didn't evolve because they wanted to. They evolved because they had to. The Phantom appears again, multiple locations. 1 week later, panic exploded. The Phantom warship was spotted in 6 different systems at the same time. Impossible. A ship cannot be in 6 places at once. But every sighting recorded the same thing. Same dark hull. Same silent movement. Same zero-energy signature. Same faint telepathic whisper. Observe. Alien governments began to sweat. This is no single ship. This is a fleet. How many do they have? What are they preparing us for? No one had answers. The silent broadcast. Then, without warning, a massive signal hit every major star system. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't a declaration of war. It was a warning. A single line, translated automatically into every known language. Stand down your weapons. A greater danger is approaching the galaxy's edge. The message lasted only 5 seconds. Then silence. ZYR generals panicked. Are humans trying to control us? Core scientists argued. What danger? Where is it coming from? But one small outpost, Station Helios 9, found the truth. Station Helios 9, the first sign. Helios 9 sat near the outer rim, where space was cold, dark, and quiet. Only a few researchers lived there. On the night of the human message, the station sensors detected something unusual. A tear, a tiny rip in space, like fabric being pulled apart. The crew stared at it through the viewing screen. The tear grew larger. Light leaked out, but it was not normal light. It was pale, sick, wrong. What is that? A wormhole? No, something is breaking through. A sound drifted through the speakers, deep, low, and alien, not from technology, from something alive. The crew watched in horror as shapes moved inside the tear. Sharp limbs, glowing eyes, dark silhouettes. One scientist whispered, "That is the danger humans warned us about." The tear grew more unstable. The crew tried to send a message, but before they could finish, the Phantom warship appeared directly between the station and the tear. It decloaked silently, blocking the threat completely, and the entire station heard a message in their minds. Evacuate, now. The human spoke again, calm, controlled, but urgent. The void is opening. The galaxy finally understood. Humans weren't the enemy. Humans weren't the danger. Humans were the shield. And whatever was coming through that tear was not from this galaxy. The galaxy had barely recovered from the panic caused by the Phantom ship. Governments debated. Fleets moved cautiously, and civilians prayed in silence. But no preparation could have been enough for what came next. A tear in space, first noticed by Station Helios 9, widened faster than any scientist could calculate. The stars themselves seemed to shiver as something dark, massive, and alive began to crawl through the void. The first sighting sent shivers through every patrol ship. At first, they thought it was a natural phenomenon, debris, gas clouds, or a collapsing star. But then the shapes moved. Sharp, angular vessels emerged from the rift. They were not like any known ship. Their hulls glowed with pale green energy, pulsating like a heartbeat. The void between them hummed, tearing at the very fabric of space. Contact. Unknown vessels. Hostile. Alarms rang across every command center. Fleets in chaos. The ZYR Dominion mobilized their fleet immediately. Missiles, plasma cannons, and energy shields lit up the dark void. The Korth Alliance did the same. Every empire sent warships, but within minutes it was clear. Nothing worked. The enemy's ships ignored every weapon. Missiles dissolved before impact. Energy beams bent uselessly. Shields shattered without a sound. The invaders moved with a terrifying precision, erasing entire fleets in seconds. One ZYR captain screamed, "They're impossible. How are they moving? Another replied, trembling. They bend space like humans bend the laws of physics, but worse. Chaos spread. Panic spread faster. Entire fleets retreated from the first line of attack. The phantomship returns. Just as hope seemed lost, the void darkened again. A ripple passed through space, and the phantom human warship appeared. This time it was not alone. Small silhouettes of other dark vessels emerged alongside it. Smaller, faster, and equally silent. The alien fleet stared in disbelief. The humans did not attack the aliens. They moved straight toward the invaders. Then the humans fired. A single beam, bright blue and silent, sliced through the enemy fleet. Entire ships were gone in an instant. No explosion, no debris, just erased from existence. The aliens stared, frozen. A Korth admiral whispered, "Are humans gods?" The humans did not respond. Their ship moved with calm precision, decloaking near enemy lines, striking and disappearing again. Each strike was measured, surgical. The invaders did not understand. They were fast, lethal, and numerous, but humans were faster, smarter, and unstoppable. A telepathic warning. The humans did not communicate through comms. Instead, a message filled the minds of every nearby alien ship. "We are not your enemy. We are your shield. Stand down." Some aliens were too frightened to obey. They launched attacks anyway. Every assault failed. Ships were erased. Fleets collapsed. Panic spread faster than combat. It became clear. Humans had the ultimate technology, faster than light, silent, unstoppable weapons, and telepathic control of space. The invaders advanced. The alien fleet from the rift pushed forward, ignoring the humans. They wanted conquest. They wanted destruction. They did not care about warnings. Entire planets trembled as their massive energy waves struck from the void. Cities were vaporized in seconds. Space stations shattered. Panic spread across star systems. And still, the humans advanced. Silent, precise, unstoppable. The galaxy watched in awe and fear. The turning point. Then, near the center of the enemy fleet, the humans fired a new weapon, a massive wave of energy, invisible at first, that rolled to the void like a silent tsunami. Ships disintegrated before anyone could react. The enemy fleet faltered, then collapsed. The remaining vessels retreated, terrified. The rift itself began to close, bending and folding as if the humans were repairing space itself. An alien officer gasped. "They're not just defending, they're controlling reality." Another whispered, "They're protecting us, even from something we cannot even imagine." The calm after the storm. When the battle ended, the phantom ship hovered above the destroyed fleet. Humans did not celebrate. They did not communicate further. Only one clear message echoed to the minds of every alien in the area. "We warned you. Prepare for more. We will return if needed." And just like before, the humans decloaked and then vanished. The galaxy was left in stunned silence. Every empire understood something they had never imagined. Humans were alive. Humans were far stronger than anyone believed. Humans were watching, waiting, and preparing for something worse. And most importantly, humanity was not the enemy. For the first time, the galaxy realized they were dependent on humans for survival. The rift remained unstable. The remaining invaders fled, but the danger had only begun. And humans, calm and silent, had already shown the galaxy one undeniable truth. They would return when the galaxy needed them most. The battle with the voidinvaders ended, but the galaxy was far from calm. Everywhere, leaders, scientists, and soldiers whispered the same words. Humans are back. Humans are unstoppable. But the humans themselves remained invisible. Their ships had vanished, decloaked into the dark corners of space. Yet everyone knew they were there, watching, analyzing, preparing. A secret message. Days later, the humans sent a single encrypted signal to every major galactic government. It was not aggressive, not a command. It was a message. Translated into every language, it read, "We return only when needed. We observe, we protect, we prepare. Do not attack us. We are not your enemy, but we are humanity." For many, the last word hit like lightning. Humanity, not humans. Humanity. It implied evolution, advancement, something beyond comprehension. The hidden human colonies. Researchers and spies traced the Phantom Fleet to several hidden star systems. The signals came from planets long thought abandoned. Human colonies lost a history. What they found was staggering. Cities floating above the planet in orbital rings, powered by massive quantum cores. Entire populations had vanished from surface records, yet the planets were alive with energy, lights, and machines far beyond the knowledge of any alien empire. Dr. Syria of the Korth Alliance whispered to her team, they didn't just survive. They evolved. They prepared for something. A map of the colonies revealed hundreds of hidden human worlds, and each one had technology that bent space, controlled gravity, and harnessed energy in ways the galaxy could not imagine. First, personal contact. Finally, the humans allowed a single alien fleet to meet them. The Phantom warship decloaked near the meeting point. This time, the ship's hull opened like a flower, revealing human figures in armor that shimmered with energy. Tall, calm, and composed, they did not speak with voices. They communicated telepathically. One human spoke directly into minds of the alien officers. We are what humanity has become. We have prepared for the threat beyond your understanding. We do not seek war with your civilizations. We only act to protect life. The alien fleet shivered, not in fear, but in awe. These humans were different, taller, stronger, their minds sharp and connected. They radiated control, intelligence, and calm authority. The explanation. The humans explained what they had done in the centuries of hiding. Humanity did not vanish. They retreated to the dark regions of space. Over centuries, they advanced their technology far beyond old galaxy standards. They built fleets capable of faster-than-light travel without warp, weapons that could erase entire enemy fleets instantly, and shields that made them invisible to detection. Their telepathic technology allowed them to communicate silently across light years. One human officer telepathically addressed the aliens. We have prepared for the void. The invaders you witnessed are only the first. Greater dangers exist beyond your galaxy. We cannot fight them alone, but we can guide and protect you. The humans did not boast. They did not demand obedience. They only offered knowledge, protection, and guidance, a lesson in humility. The alien leaders, who had once mocked humans as weak and extinct, now understood the truth. Humans were never weak. They were patient. They were cunning. They were preparing for a war the galaxy could not yet see. A Korth officer whispered, they survived because they knew what others did not. They evolved because they had to. And now they're the strongest force in the galaxy. Even the most arrogant ZYR generals admitted it silently. Humans had outclassed every empire without firing a single shot at them. The quiet warning. Before the humans vanished again, they left a single final message with a calm but serious tone. We will not interfere unless necessary. But when the void returns, we will act. Stand ready or your civilizations will fall. Prepare wisely. And with that, the Phantom Fleet decloaked, then disappeared entirely, like a shadow dissolving into the night. The galaxy's realization. The galaxy was stunned. For centuries, it had underestimated humanity. For centuries, it had mocked, feared, and forgotten them. And now, the truth was undeniable. Humanity was alive. Humanity was powerful. Humanity had plans and knowledge beyond comprehension. Humanity was watching, waiting, and ready to protect life when the galaxy could not. Every empire understood something vital. They had miscalculated humanity, and humanity's return was not for conquest, but for survival. The galaxy would never be the same again. The galaxy had held its breath since the first appearance of the Phantom human warship. Fleets were rebuilding, citizens were recovering, and leaders were trying to understand humanity's sudden return. But the warning had been clear. The void, the mysterious invaders from beyond the galaxy, was returning. And this time, the threat would be unstoppable for anyone alone. The void returns. A week later, the tear in space reappeared near the outer rim. The void fleet emerged, massive and terrifying. Millions of ships, each bristling with weapons, moved with deadly coordination. Planets trembled. Entire systems were evacuated. The alien fleets were ready to fight, but no one dared engage first. The last battle had proven one thing. Against the void, even entire empires were helpless. Then, in the silent void, the darkness shifted. A ripple passed through space. The air, or whatever passed for air in the void, fell heavy. From nowhere, the Phantom Fleet decloaked, appearing simultaneously in multiple locations, faster than anyone could track. Humans lead the charge. Thousands of alien ships watched as humans move with precision and calm. Their massive warships glided effortlessly. Smaller support vessels decloaked and flanked the void forces. Energy beams, invisible at first, sliced through the enemy fleet. One ZYR captain gasped. "They are controlling the battlefield." A Korth admiral whispered, "They are saving us and teaching us nothing." The humans never spoke with words. Every command was shared telepathically among their fleet. They anticipated enemy movements perfectly, cutting fleets apart before the aliens could even comprehend the scale. The Battle of the Void. The Void fought with relentless fury. Their ships moved unpredictably, firing massive energy waves that obliterated everything in their path. Stars nearby flickered and dimmed under the force of their weapons. But the humans were faster, smarter, stronger. Beams of blue energy erased entire squadrons. Ships vanished silently, leaving only emptiness. Gravity fields bent under human control, diverting enemy projectiles. Wormholes collapsed before they could be used. Even the most battle-hardened alien captains could only watch in awe. Aliens fight beside humans. Slowly, alien fleets joined the humans' formation. They fire their weapons under human guidance, avoiding collisions, flanking the enemy, and learning new tactics. The galaxy realized something amazing. Humans were not just fighting, they were teaching. A Korth officer telepathically communicated to another. "They are showing us how to fight together as one." A ZYR strategist whispered, "We are part of something bigger now." Humans are more than warriors, they are leaders. The turning point. In the heart of the Void Fleet, the largest enemy vessel advanced, attempting to break the human formation. Humans responded instantly. Massive warships decloaked around it, cutting off its escape. Smaller human vessels teleported in near the enemy engines. Then, the final strike, a beam of blue light, pulsing with energy beyond comprehension, hit the Void flagship. In seconds, it disintegrated. The Void Fleet lost its commander. Chaos spread. The remaining ships fled into the rift, which collapsed behind them. The galaxy was safe for now. The aftermath. The alien fleets cheered, exhausted but alive. The humans did not celebrate. They hovered silently, surveying the battlefield. Finally, one human sent a message telepathically to all nearby alien commanders. "We return to the shadows. Stand ready. The galaxy will need us again." And with that, the Phantom Fleet decloaked once more, then vanished. No one knew where they went. No one knew when they would return. Only one fact remained certain. Humanity had saved the galaxy. Humanity had changed the course of history. The galactic realization. Leaders and citizens alike felt a mixture of fear and awe. For centuries, they had underestimated humans. For centuries, they had mocked, feared, and ignored them. Now they understood. Humans were alive. Humans had evolved far beyond any empire. Humans had prepared for threats no one else could face. Humans were the ultimate shield for the galaxy. A young Korth cadet whispered to his friend, "They were never weak. They just waited for the right moment." A ZYR general nodded silently. "And now we know we miscalculated humanity badly." The final thought. As the galaxy recovered, one truth echoed in every mind. Humans were not just another species. They were a force beyond understanding. A reminder that patience, intelligence, and preparation could make even forgotten survive and save the universe. And somewhere in the dark reaches of space, the humans waited silently, watching, protecting, preparing. The galaxy would never forget the lesson. Never underestimate humanity.